Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Felicia Salazar, present. Helen Rodan, present. Isabella Corso, present. Javier Ley Soto,
Present.
Jesus Mendoza,
Present.
John Estrella. One.
I'm one.
John Estrada.
There's.
There's
Close.
two.
Close.
Mario Pineda.
Present.
Rudy Rivera.
Present.
There's three and
All right, so
we're really close, yes. John and
great, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and move on to item number 3, order of business, deferrals, conditions, deletions. So I'm gonna go ahead and add. These are rules. So we're gonna go item 5H. Approval of minutes. Okay, anyone else like to add? All right, seeing none. Motion to add item H. 5H, excuse me, approval of minutes. Is there a second? Second. All right, any additional comments? No discussions? All right, seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Against? Oh, the ayes have it. We're moving on to item number 4, public comments. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? Seeing none, we're going to move on to item 5A, elections. So as you guys know, every January, we have to re-elect, appoint office positions. Those office positions are chair, vice chair, and secretary. So which one would you guys like to start with? For the chair? Okay.
I nominate,
Yeah. Yeah, let me write it down. Hold on. Mario, thank you, Mario. Rudy. Okay, any other nominations? All right, seeing none, I accept the nomination. Thank you. So what we're gonna do, I think, so that way we don't have to go back and forth with the motions. And Madam Secretary, I think it will be easier for you. Maybe it's, or unless we do a motion for each, or we can do one motion where we motion for Rudy for chair, then whoever's, we nominate for vice.
If I may, but the chair, I think we do have to take a vote for.
Vote on same, okay.
All
All right, so any additional comments, discussions? All right, all in favor of Rudy Lloredo for chair of the Neighborhood Improvement Committee, say aye. Thank you. All against? All right, the ayes have it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the vote of confidence. This year, definitely, from talking here and there, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a really good year for the Neighborhood Improvement Committee. I'm gonna come with a lot of energy. I think we've been quiet for some time, with the whole thing with the COVID and, we've had some transitions. But I think we got some good energy and blood in the committee, some great suggestions that are coming through. And I definitely think it's going to be a great year for our committee. So I definitely look forward in doing some good stuff. So thank you. All right, so second nomination is going to be for vice chair. Yes, Felicia. So Felicia nominees Jesus. Any other nominations for vice chair? All right, seeing none, Mr. Jesus, do you accept? You accept the nomination? Okay. Is there anyone seconds that?
Second.
Okay, so Javier seconds. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All against? No, the ayes have it. Congratulations. Looking forward for another year. Awesome. Third position, it's gonna be secretary. Any nominations for secretary?
I nominate Isabella.
Second. Okay, Mario nominates Isabella. Any other nominations for secretary?
I'll second it.
Okay, and then she was quick, right? He's like, before the name of the flag. Yeah. That's funny. Helen seconds that motion. Any additional discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor?
Wait, I didn't accept.
Oh, man, I didn't see paying attention. I know, I didn't see paying attention. I was like, let's try. No, go for it. It's easy. Yes, do you accept the nomination? Awesome. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All against? No, the ayes have it. Congratulations. We think you're doing a great job. The laptop definitely makes a huge difference.
Okay.
Yeah, and it does, trust me. Because you have it there now and we'll slow it down. We don't need to go fast. Right, so the motions are there, you get it done, and that way, we'll kick it out. So that's awesome. Okay. All right, so we have completed item 5A with elections. We're gonna move on to the next item. 5B, homeowners association quarterly meetings that we have. So definitely, again, this year it's a year that we need to, get things going. The HOA quarterly meeting is one thing that we do every quarter. For those of you that are new to the committee, this is a way to connect, and then this was prior to my time. I think even in the committee, and I've been here for over 7 or 8 years now. There was a way to connect the HOAs with the town, and feeding information. We're kind of the filter. So what we do is we reach out to all the HOAs in town and we pick a topic, whatever topic of interest may be. We may reach out to staff and say, hey, what's going on, right? What are these HOAs complaining about? What can we help with? We make that a topic. We send out invitations. We buy little refreshments. I think last time we had it over at the chambers. We invite all the HOAs. Typically, we get a good turnout, anywhere between, I would say probably 15, 20, 30 people, which is decent in my opinion. The last one was Ron, what was it? Ramagil? No, the legal one, I think was the last one. Yep, the legal updates to the HOAs and all that. So that's pretty much it. We can, my suggestion is, as either we send out a mass communication or town can put up a posting, whatever they do, and say, hey, the neighborhood improvement committee is looking for a topic for their next HOA quarterly meeting. We're taking suggestions. I think, in my opinion, that will probably be the best way to put it out there. So, yes, Mark.
Good chair. If I remember, we were trying to work on that list of all the HOAs. Did we ever finalize that list? Or
No,
do we have an accurate list of all the HOAs within the town?
So let me also bring those of you that that was an undertaking, right? That this committee tried getting our teeth in it. But to be quite honest with you, it's almost impossible. I would tell you that for us to be successful in that, and I'll tell you what it entailed. Basically, what it was is each of us got a section of the town, and we were tasked with reaching out to each HOA and update this information. It's a lot. It's not easy.
Getting hold of someone was difficult.
It was almost impossible. It was almost impossible because on top of that, we may not even have contact information, name or phone numbers that they're even remotely updated. So that means now we have to go to Sunbest, okay, look at the registered agent address, then send them a mailing and hoping that they return back to you, right? That they called you, that they sent an email. I don't want to set up ourselves for failure again.
Does the town have an accurate list, or does they have a list at all?
They do, but same thing that happened a few years back. We don't know how accurate this list is. The only thing that I can recommend, blast social media, say, hey, neighborhood improvement committee is, working collaboratively with town staff, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think that is, it should be within our scope of work. That's a job of its own.
Yeah, it should be the town update that.
Correct, but I don't mind assisting staff, but that's a job.
Yeah.
It really
There's
is.
a lot of issues.
It is, and that's that. Who's gonna take those phone calls? Who's gonna take those emails? I mean, last time I checked, we all had jobs, so that's gonna be a lot of time consuming.
So.
People weren't comfortable either. Like, I remember I would call and they were like, why do you?
Are you calling me right?
Yeah, like, who are you to get this information? Like.
So if we are, if
Uh-huh.
we are having an HOA quarterly meeting, and if we do set something up, should we have someone on the table perhaps getting everybody's information? That way we create a database for it?
Well, typically, the people that show up, we already have, because they get the message. So those we don't need to, right? The only thing, and I'll pass it on to Al to see if they've had, such a challenge in the past and how they've been able to overcome. But the only thing that I can think of is blasting where we already have via email, okay? And social media, saying, hey, the neighborhood improvement committee, it's working together with town staff and updating, right, their HOA rosters and board information. What we could do, that I don't mind bringing it up, and maybe we can divide that task. If we do get a list, what we could do is go online, if this is fairly easy, go to Sunbiz, right? Match what we have. I think that far we can go, at least so we can tell the town staff, look, Rudy's Association, it's correct, we're good, done. Rudy's Association has only 2 names and it has 3 in Sunbiz. So then at that point, then we'll figure out which way to reach out to that community and saying, I mean, the truth is we only need one person. That's it. Either be a management company or the registered agent. That's all we need. We really don't need all 7 board members. As long as we have one that we have communication back and forth, I think we're okay with that. That's what he said.
How about attending the homeowner association meeting? I mean, I think it's listed in the data.
Yeah, there's certain ones that are. Okay. There are a bunch of them, not all of them, obviously, because I know that there's a ton of HOAs.
Yeah, but
Most of them are not
some
active. The active ones are showing up in the paper. I was gonna mention that about probably trying to see either we can reach out to those or have someone just pop in. I know I can't take care of one of them, obviously. And, with our respective where you guys live, if you guys can take care of your own, and then whoever's extra is just, we can break those up and it'll just be popping in real quick. Say, hey, look, have a flyer, here's the information, please share this out with your residents.
Some of them are not well organized, some of them have been dissolved or doing. So
Yeah, it's a tough job. It is, I mean, I know we tried it 1 year and it was hard. It was hard.
And
But I think you have something right. I think instead of us going to them coming to us might be the answer. Where we do have an event where we say, hey, HOAs, come out, meet us, sign up for something or, where we can have something where we meet and greet with them.
I mean, agree.
Yeah, where they want to come out to us, make it beneficial for them to come out to us. I think it would be a great idea.
yeah, I agree with that. And then get some topics that they're interested, for instance, the special taxing district, the gates.
Or the LPRs,
So, all right, so I'll pass it before I suggest. So, Al, what do you suggest? How can we collaborate with staff on getting this undertaking that we tried, but unfortunately we weren't successful.
What I can do is ask if we have a current list and we'll go from there.
Okay.
I think that's the first. It's just, you guys are asking for a full list of HOA conflicts.
Well, the last time we did, what we updated was on a shared drive.
Yes. Google.
Was that
So I think
back to the
Eddie.
town?
Eddie did it.
and I think Eddie carried it back to town, but
it was one of the town's shared drives.
if not, we
Right at the beginning.
could always reach out to Eddie Blanco.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's very helpful with that. And if anything, he has an updated list with his expertise in his job. I mean, his list is gonna be updated as much as it can be. You know?
I mean, in my opinion, I think definitely, I'm gonna reach out to. I'm gonna suggest that the next topic will be a meet and greet,
I like that.
right?
Yeah.
Meet and greet, and then maybe
Like
something along the
town
lines,
chambers.
we want it, right, we wanna hear you out. We wanna kind of, see what you
Come
have
tell
to
us
say.
your problem, you know?
I
Not
don't
making
have problems here. Yeah.
Put it down.
Yeah. I think we're gonna be. I don't know. Meet and greet. Come and meet, your neighborhood improvement committee would like to hear, what are your concerns in your community? I think
Or,
Maybe it can be like-
instead rather than your concerns in your community, what would you like to learn more about?
okay,
How can
Because
we
the
help?
thing is that when you say, what about your concerns in your community, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole,
A rabbit
a lot of
hole.
things that we can't deal with.
right.
Rather is ask them for input as to what things that they would like to hear from us, present at these quarterly meetings. Cause that'll help us drive and put on an event that is something that people will want to attend.
Yeah, like that possums, right? Like one day they
Yeah,
call us.
I
like,
mean,
That
if you
would be
really.
successful.
Actually, that was a good one. That was-
No, but listen, there's a raccoon that's missing and we're calling the neighborhood.
I mean, obviously, we'll feed what was it, they were feeding the geese and.
Oh, that meeting was great. So are we
We're not controlling this.
end of each quarter, so I'm assuming the person would be March.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, then should we make a motion to hold, I'll make a motion to hold a meet and greet, for, associations in the town of Miami, sometime in March.
Well, we typically, what we do is, it's the same date of our neighborhood improvement committee.
Okay.
Right, so what we do is, we'll have the neighborhood improvement committee right before it. Okay, unless there's an important item, we just kind of go over whatever it is, and we close that meeting and we jump right away to the quarterly meeting.
That was back when our meetings were earlier, though.
Yeah.
I think we're.
Well,
We're gonna have to pick a special date for that, if we're gonna have it. in June.
A lot of HOAs present by 8 o'clock or sleeping.
Yeah. We used to meet at 2:30.
So you're gonna have to pick a date in March to do it. And then you have to see the chambers available.
You can do it on the side.
Yeah, I think a Saturday might be good. We haven't tried that.
We got a game on Saturday, but.
What do we do?
Yeah.
Let's just at least so we can have something on paper. Let's shoot for the 20, let's shoot for the 15. Right, and we'll shoot for an earlier time, okay, if that day, because I mean, I would definitely would love to be here. So I'll try to see what my other schedules are looking, if I can't make it that day, then we'll throw some dates out there. We'll have submitting that with time, and then you guys pick whichever one works best, and we definitely need to have it something like 7 o'clock, right? Like 6:30 will be the NIC, and then right after that, 7 o'clock will be the HOA.
So do you guys want me to hold the date for March 15th?
Yes, for now,
I
March
have to-
15
Double check this
In the chamber.
thing happening.
in the chambers, yes.
Should we work on sponsoring?
One second, hold on, let's, so Mario, you want a motion to have
We have
our,
budget though, right?
we have the budget. We have the
Budget.
budget.
I motion to have a HOA, meet and greet, on, March 15th
17.
at 7 P.M.
Second.
Seeing if the town chambers is.
Did you get that,
Yes.
second by Jesus?
Remember, I have the 15th as a regular day for a meeting,
Right,
so aren't there normal other meetings going on that day?
Not even chambers up in here.
then we change. All right, any additional discussions? All right, seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the ayes have it, motion passes. We're gonna go ahead and move on to,
Well, before you move on to the next
Yes.
item, something that I want to share with you guys, because you guys are normally not a committee that I work on events with. But this would obviously be an event for you guys. There is an event form, I will share it with you. Please go through it thoroughly. I don't know if you want to assign anybody from your committee to review it, to make sure we don't miss anything. We can't have last minute requests coming from different members on things that are needed for this, so I'd ask you to please look at this in advance. And make sure to go through every line item, because there may be things that you may need to request that you may not be thinking of, but it will be listed on that. And
It's
like
like
that,
checklist.
yeah. pretty much
Yeah,
a checklist of
remember
what you
like
need.
any coolers, you need ice, down to the details of things you might need. You need how many chairs, how many tables you need, if you need a podium and so on.
So I'll distribute it via email with all of you.
So typically our responsibility is that we have to just fill it out and then request it
Well,
at
if
one
you
time.
need, yeah, if you need certain town resources, for example, tables, what layout, you guys need to be very specific of what you need from us.
That's what-
If I may, in February, when we have our meeting, we should just go through that list. With all the details that we.
Because by then we should have an idea.
Yeah, we should have an idea of
What a
the
topic is gonna be.
Have pictures of what you normally do for event style, that way we know what we might.
I
be
have
able
like
to
the
request.
layout,
Yeah.
yeah.
What we-
You're gonna need to know, we're gonna need, like the coolers, refreshments, that we're gonna have food. That budget, she's gonna have to find out, she gets, that kind of food at Publix and so on and so forth.
We'll talk about how they lay out the room,
Yeah.
because that one,
The
the problem
table,
with Bill, when we did it, instead of facing the dais, we had it going sideways, so that way, and had Robin go
We're
one
fixing
side,
it.
it was a lot more.
They get sponsor from.
we can work on a sponsor, maybe. We could talk to, one of these realtors or something that we want to.
Yeah, a lot
Anyone.
of,
Yeah, we can talk.
there's a lot of, management companies that.
Right,
Manage HOAs, and they might wanna be, or they might be interested in getting in front of them and put them on sponsor.
Yeah, no,
Or a couple.
that would probably be the best fit.
Right,
would
because
be-
that puts all the, logistics and on them.
I
If-
will send the package to you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, in the event that we were able to get more than one HOA to just kind of have like a tabling area where people can come and talk to them and stuff like that, is that permitted for us to do it inside the chambers?
No, they would have to do
It's
something
gonna be
outside.
tight, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can arrange it however you want.
Would they,
Just
well, let
don't
me
make-
ask you this way, would we be able to put up tables, whether it's out here in the,
And you would be able to put like, I think maybe 4 or 5 tables out in the lobby area for that to happen. We've done it before in the past, but that's your maximum.
Yeah, it gets a little tight.
Yeah.
yeah, because you have HOAs, I think you have the HOA, you have the management company, maybe even have some of the vendors, the like.
Attorneys also,
Maintenance attorneys,
housekeeping
give them
companies.
opportunities.
We doing a big, right, communications, so that means we know. how
That would-
I mean, if you really
Like-
wanted to, you could do a bigger event and host it at Roberto, but then you're making a huge event.
Well, I think, because I've been through the, let's get the first one, right? I think the meet and greet is gonna be a good reach out meeting. And then at that point, we can all sit there, talk, have a notepad and say, hey, talk to me, what are the topics? And from there, okay, that will be that topic, honestly, that's gonna be the meet and greet. Just meeting with them, let them know who we are, what it is that we do, and how we can help them moving forward in the future. So after that, then once they give us, then we're gonna have enough information to say, okay, now we come back to the drawing board and say, okay, out of this list, which one can we tackle as our next topic? And we can break them down through the rest of the year. We don't have to necessarily choose only one. Or we can do one by one, because then if all of a sudden there's one that comes at higher importance to the community, then we don't want to bump somebody out that we already have chosen. So,
So we can discuss that in February.
yes,
We'll do that at the February meeting.
Suggestion, we can have like a form with different topics and we put other, in case they wanna add something that is not on the list, and we can just come in. Not put their name there, we can say, put their name on it, but what topic will you be interested? And that would be, instead of writing it down, we give them an idea.
Got it. Okay, so I have little notes here and sorry, Isabella, if maybe on not announcement, but maybe we can have just a side note on items. I want to create this moving forward so we can keep track of whatever proposed agenda items we have for the next meetings.
Okay.
Because if we don't, what happens, honestly, it falls through the cracks.
Mhm.
And we forget about it, we move on and we never get to it.
The whole
So
business.
so agendas for next meeting, we talked about reviewing the layout or process. What was it that you said you have to bring?
It's a request,
Yeah.
I'll email it to you guys, it's just you guys filling it out there, and only since you mentioned the best price. Communications will not take place until you guys confirm the date 100%.
So review request form,
Request, event request.
event request form.
Yeah, I think we can just put like logistics for the event
Yeah.
and then we'll.
Wherever we could go to.
And I'll-
Meanwhile, we could all work on finding sponsors for that. if we need it.
For the, well, the only problem is.
I think the meet and greet, if the person was gonna be a meet and greet.
Yeah, we don't
I
need
wouldn't do it
sponsors.
that way.
Sponsor,
Yeah, just.
what's our budget for that?
We have like $10,000.
I don't think for.
No, I know, it's just a whole budget.
I don't think we have
That was our
$10,000
proposal.
event.
Not for that one. About to $200.
All right, we can work with it.
Yeah. No, we did perfect last time, you know, I think it was really that, brother sanguichitos, you know, and some water, that was not a big expense.
And if anything, what I would say, even maybe getting like maybe some gift cards, like maybe some $25 gift cards. Just to raffle off to just entice people to come,
Prices.
Prices,
or prizes.
door prices.
And we can even, does anybody,
We'll give you the
do
number.
you have
the name.
a relationship with Big Major? Maybe we can get them to do the refreshments,
Who?
Big Major. And that way, you know, we don't have to worry about just getting the bottle of water and the sodas. Yeah. Yes. Actually, I think we're good with that. Guys ready to move on to the next item?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, next item will be new business, still in the new business, 5C, light up your golf cart culinary tour. Mr. Pineda.
So, I seen that, in December, there was a group of people that wanted to do a, kind of golf cart, tour, just like we do with the bikes. It didn't get approved, it didn't get really, you know, the approval from the town, to do. So I was thinking, let's do a culinary like we do with the bike, but with the golf carts. We could start off on the west side. We never started off on the west side. There's some new restaurants that open on the west side, that we could try out. I was talking to Officer Amador now before we left, and he doesn't see any problem with us probably going from the west side to the east side because there is golf carts. We are getting escorted, so it wouldn't be an issue that we start on the west. You know, we do that whole transition. That way, we're just not limited to the west side. I say that because by the time we probably do this, the new Mexican restaurant where Beverly Hills used to be, will probably be open. So we plan this correct. We could, you know, kind of showcase the new restaurants that opened in the last 3 months. I was also thinking there, I contacted a company that will rent out to the people that they wanted. If they sign up a golf cart, they'll drop it off on the location, pick it up on the location the next day. So I think it would be a great little event. Light up your golf cart. You could, you know, design it however you want. You know, we could do a raffle. You know, best design wins. Don't know what you guys think.
What were you thinking in terms of budget for it?
If you really think we don't need a budget, that much of a budget, maybe we do $100 max. For the 75 for the top golf cart for first place and 25 for second place. You know, we do something like that. Most budget that we'd be spending on is for the police. I'm not sure how we work that with the bike tour. So we would have to look at that. I know that should be our expense. So I don't know if we have that available to do.
Well, I think we need to talk to the town police as well, just to talk to them to see whether or not the needs are gonna be different than what they are for a bike ride.
Correct. So I was just, when I was talking to him, one of the major things that we have to deal with, and then we kill two birds with one stone. So the rental company, with the golf carts, obviously they're gonna be certified, they're gonna have a sticker or a license or one. The officer says the issue with golf carts in the town, if they're not registered, they can't be on the road. Right? So what we could do, we can make an event out of this as well. Come with your golf cart, we'll have a separate table, get them registered.
That's a great idea.
Well, find out what the staff can be there to register for them. The town staff are gonna be there, and I don't know what the process is. Register.
Yeah, that way, you have to get them registered within the town.
And it was just passed. like,
Yeah.
this last-
If you get a street legal, it's already registered because you got the license.
Yeah.
If you don't get the license plate, it's not registered within the town. So that's what we're trying to accomplish. Get them to an event, register within the town, that way they're legal to drive within the town.
I think it's the same way, like, I think during the hurricane, years ago, and they made a clarification that if the county approves something, that you can do things without permits, but the town doesn't, you need to abide by your town, not by.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why they have to register within the town. So we're trying to kill two birds with one stone. If we have the event, you bring your golf cart, we'll excuse you from bringing it because if you bring it to that event, you shouldn't, if it's not registered, it's legal to be on the street, but we'll have that registered for you there. I don't know what you guys think.
I think this would be, I mean, this just reminds me of like safety, so I like it because it's, for me, it's like, okay, we're making the streets a little bit. I mean, in theory, like safer if they're registered or whatever, maybe this would be good to do with the public safety committee.
Correct.
So, the only thing that pops to my head is if we make it a culinary one, that means that we have to do kind of like the same concept that we did with the bike one. So it's a big event. So I would think that definitely we need to knock on the town's door and say, hey, is this something that the town is willing with? What was the last committee that also did? There were two more committees. There was the culture affairs
The economic,
and the economic, and NIC. So that will be, so we know we have Felicia from the economic. Okay, I mean, sorry.
For the culture, so
Is there
we will,
anybody from the
we will
economic
take
here?
it to the culture phase and see if they wanna,
okay, I'll put it in.
and then you have a public safety.
I'm not in it, but I can ask.
And then anybody in economic,
Nancy's the chair, right?
Yeah. I'm sure.
so reach out to the economic. I could talk to
Yeah,
to
definitely.
people.
If you,
Okay.
if, just like as another thought, like if we don't do a culinary tour, I like the idea of a golf cart and like registration event, like maybe we do like a history tour, something that doesn't take up too much.
Right,
Yeah.
and that was where I was gonna go second, right? Let's, before we leave out of here, let's have a plan B. So the moment it's shut down,
Landmarks,
Yeah, I think that-
location, where, you know,
How many landmarks you get out of my place?
No, there's so much history that.
But where you
Guy.
get might be, will you get the same response?
Well, here's two, a couple of things that I just want to comment on, because I think, it might lend towards something more like this, at least from an overall event wise, because we have to consider this. If we're going to do a culinary event, and we're gonna try to do a bike ride culinary event,
Right.
you're gonna need a few months of planning, or you're gonna do this like in summer, and then we're gonna have 2 months later, we're gonna have the bike ride. Is that going to impact who's gonna be showing up? I know people say there's two different populations, but it's not two different populations. There's gonna be a lot of overlap between the two populations. And you're gonna be like, oh, well, I just went to the other one, so I'm not gonna go to one.
and we don't wanna take the thunder, we don't wanna take the thunder.
The other aspect, the one concern that, that just comes a bit to mind with the culinary thing, I'm not saying no. It's just something that we need to talk to, with the town PD is, people drinking, right? Because,
Yeah.
well, you're going to do a culinary thing, or you're gonna do strictly food, or, if you're gonna try to do it non-drinking, how are you gonna force that? You don't wanna push it too much, that's the one concern. Whereas if you do one of these things like, you do a history type of ride, and I'm not saying you can't do both, because you could even expand it, and maybe even during the summer months, when we're not doing a bike ride, we could do cart rides, because it's a little bit breezier, it's a little, not
Just faster.
Yeah. And you don't have to be pedaling, but you can go to a lot more places in the town than you could necessarily on the bike. A little bit easier, you can bring a lot more people. So maybe doing that, or we do the carts during the summer.
My goal is obviously to get the golf cart population, they feel a little left out. They tried to do the Christmas lights and they were told they couldn't, they had to get, some kind of permit to do the whole kind of thing like we do with the bikes. there is a big, movement on them. There's a lot of, people that have them. I've seen a lot of more of them on the streets. So, I think,
Kids started.
correct. So, on the drinking part, I don't think there's a big issue on it because we do the bike rides and they don't have an issue. We are being escorted.
Yeah.
The only thing is in the golf cart, you behind the wheels.
No, when you're driving those,
You have to learn that.
that's the DUI.
It's. vehicle.
Yeah.
It's the difference between riding a bike. and
It's a very good-
I'm gonna take this.
Idea.
So if I get pulled over on a bike, it's totally different. So it depends. If you're on that bike, you want to go get it. If I'm driving on 95 on a bike, all right, and I'm driving on 95 on a golf cart, I'm both getting arrested, right? Both drunk.
Depends on how fast your golf cart is.
21.
And don't get-
Harris was gonna do economic.
I'll reach out to her.
I think I like Helen's idea of doing like the culture thing. People that have golf carts, they like to go off for a cruise, not so much to eat and go something.
They don't like to do the stop and go.
They typically, no, they'll typically have their drink and their food on the golf
Yeah,
cart.
they like to go sightseeing and,
Oh, they're gonna pick.
I think if we picked a nice route and then
And do it during,
like some landmarks, they will enjoy that.
and you do it during the day, which will encourage less heavy drinking and more.
Yeah, but then they won't be able to decorate.
So a landmark,
Transition, we can do a transition, 7:30, 8
Yeah, stuff like that.
into the night.
Yeah.
So that way you'll get a
They
daytime.
can show off the lights.
And the
there's
nighttime.
light.
So I guess we'll bring this back for next.
The next meeting, yes.
Okay, perfect. So we need some ideas, you guys.
Yeah, one thing that I wanted to add, years ago, we did actually, we had the archaeologist who was studying the,
Mr. Carter.
Mount, and, he spoke. And they want to do it again, actually, it's a management. But for that, we had a bus.
Correct.
Yeah, it would be different.
To me, I don't know if we could do that tour on the golf carts, because I think that tour is too long for the golf carts to last.
You can get about.
No. You can
You
go,
think?
yes, the golf cart could be out there an hour, 2 hour easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have to test it before.
Yeah,
And honestly, at the end of the day, that's not, our concerns.
Golf cart
Make sure you got
traffic.
triple A.
It's just like the bike ride, you get tired, you pull off to the side.
That's it. There's no bad, I'm sure those.
One quick question, Mario, if you can find out, I don't know if you have the answers now, is you talked about the company to bring out the golf carts, how much would they be charging?
We have to find out how many car carts there would be. That was the total, how many car carts would be rented in advance.
Okay. So it wouldn't be available the day of, people would have to rent, reserve. in advance.
Exactly.
Okay.
If we have the event, then we would put out, these are the companies that are available for you to rent golf carts. And then you would have to rent them on it.
Is there like an average price?
I believe it was 150
Okay.
150 for what?
per car.
That's more expensive than
Yeah.
Disney. Disney's expensive. This is like.
They have a golf cart
Like
like Disney?
Remember, that's drop off and pick up.
No, but I don't think a lot of people would.
I don't think that's much.
I don't think that's not that much for that day.
For Miami, it's Miami's prices, remember?
But think about it, like a 2-hour event. Like I'd spend $150 even coming out. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
we can find another one.
I'd like
We'll
to
look
make-
into it.
I'd like to make a motion regarding this item to create a subcommittee, because this is a very lot of one. I believe in a bike ride, because we need to create a group that's really interested in doing it, and then we assign to them. Yeah, we are a small group and we can all be part of that subcommittee, but I think it's gonna take time to do all that stuff.
I would probably say at this time, Felicia,
Not yet.
it's too early. I don't think it's that complicated, and I know where you're coming from. But the truth is that we're a small committee and it's hard enough to get people to our meetings. So I would, if okay with you, I would just we have some information to come back at the next. We know this is not gonna be from 1 month to another,
Yeah.
right? We're gonna shoot for the summer. So we got plenty enough time to plan, the event. So I would hold back if okay with you, to next meeting. Let's see what you guys bring back, if there's bite on the van from the other committees, and we can go from there. If we feel that it's gonna be an undertaking, then we'll reach out to the other committees as well, and maybe get one from each committee,
To do the, so,
or subcommittee, yes.
like we did on the bike trip. basically.
Right, correct. I don't know why I think this is gonna be a little easier. Definitely, if we go that route, it's, police is not rocket science. That's just letting them know, hey, here's a day, you know, and the fee is gonna be the same. pretty much.
I think they're gonna jump on the board and we do the registration, because he
The only
was,
thing that we have here is who's gonna check like the staff person who would come.
to register them. But we would have.
That we have to find out who's responsible.
We have to find out who's even responsible for that registry.
Right.
Like, if we're gonna make that work, who's responsible, and how do we get the thing?
What department is that? fall
I
under?
would, yeah, I'll find out for you guys who would be the person to sign up, and then I'll give that information.
Got it.
They-
All right, awesome. Thank you. Moving
Thank
on. Waste, item 5D, waste to beautified underpath on 154th Street and Palmetto.
So,
Mr. Pineda.
if you guys remember, I'm not sure, for the, old members, for the new members, we had an item that, beautified the underpath of 154th. They were gonna paint the columns, do some beautification on the ground, some kind of, greenage. As you've seen, nothing has been done. There is available grant. I did send some to Isle. I'm not sure who's in charge of that, but I would like to see if we could create some kind of movement for that to get done.
When did you send it?
Yes, I sent it to you, it's from the DOT, Department of Transportation, they have a. Yeah,
Like recent?
yeah.
Yeah, there's a link in the.
In Lima.
Word documents.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a link.
I
It's
can
not
share
an-
with our transfer.
Correct. So, they do provide grants for beautification in that area, so I was trying to see if we could get that going again. I think we did great with the, wraps of the, electrical boxes and things like that, but after that, we never did anything
Yeah,
else.
because the guy who was gonna do the thing, he was charging a random amount of money.
And I know that the guy, the person that did the grants didn't include the underpath, when they did the original grant paperwork. So I'm not sure I will get that going again.
We have a new transportation manager?
That position was,
I'm going.
yeah, eliminated. They have a transportation coordinator, but I don't know how, or, I don't know what the difference in role. Or we can ask.
On that basis, if DOT doesn't, give the grant or anything like that, can the town paint the columns? Can the town do anything on that, or is that only DOT?
Last time I checked, it was.
Remember, we checked on that, and we never did get a clear answer.
Unfortunately, I think it's more towards.
Because I think it was getting the paint, we can get a sponsor, to get the
Yeah,
paint
that's
in it, and paint the columns, but then we have to find out if we could do it or not.
If it was that easy, trust me, we would have done it 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but it wasn't. It was a whole ordeal. And of course, we missed that deadline and it was not submitted, and it was a mission to even try to put it back on the board again.
Yeah, most likely we probably have to get DOT approval from safety aspects initially. But as well as.
Yeah,
just
but
getting permission.
the landscaping has to be a certain height. And it's, because otherwise it creates like, blocks the view of the car that has to turn and things like that.
Yeah, well, I was
I
just
think
focusing on the painting.
No, the
You know,
painting is
painting
no
is-
big deal because, I mean, I think the colors that we pick and painting is just pressure clean it.
A green or purple, like a soft purple. Yeah, correct. And there was a soft purple that we picked.
It was actually the combination of the colors of the transformer.
Correct.
That's what we basically so they can blend in.
Yeah, it was thinking.
I know the grant does provide enough money for us to do it, but we have to get someone from the town to be able to, give permission to do that grant.
We need a motion for that?
No.
To get- no.
How do we get
Just
motion?
to follow
Just to
up,
follow
just-
information?
Forwarding this over to the,
Or talk to someone.
to our grants
Yeah.
person and asking them if this is something that you guys see for verification purposes under the.
So Isabella, under the meeting notes, if you can add that staff. So that way, when we come back and we add staff updates, maybe we can put it under staff updates.
I love this.
No, it's gonna be very important too, to stay in track. if not, it's a lot. I always got a lot. We have a lot on our plate. So,
The grant is
Just something
under the
different.
application there, but we can't do the application. The town, so the town has to be the one, the town has to be the one who requested it, you know, it's.
We're really creative with this.
all right, so next item. Next item is 5E, neighborhood improvement ideas, Mr. Estrada.
Well, back in September, Javier tasked me with the challenge of coming up with some ideas, used for the neighborhood. I came up with these in September. And thankfully, we have the opportunity to discuss them this evening.
Thank you. People accept challenges.
I like challenges.
You're pretty slow on it.
It's almost a perfect segue into what we were discussing in the previous
Exactly.
item.
All right, so before we continue, Mr. Estrada, I don't use the word hate. I would dislike to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
And it's not your fault, which is, this never came up. But any information that we disseminate to the committee has to go through staff first.
I did email her.
But because was this part of the agenda?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, great.
But if
She
anything, this is
distributed
an
it.
additional task that isn't currently part of this.
That's what I wanna
Just
make-
let it- Just let the record show that this was distributed, and I'll make sure it gets put on.
Great,
Yeah, because I tried doing this in August and then formed the bad news, so that.
awesome, good, just want to make sure, awesome, man, good view.
I move that Rudy retracts his bad news for this.
I second that.
The floors are yours.
Yeah, well, item number one. Something as simple as LED lighting could probably fix up that underpass that we were just talking about.
If I may, kind of like on 57.
That is the inspiration.
It's great, I think that.
It looks,
I think everybody knows about idea 57th Avenue right now, in the 112, I mean, not the 112,
The granny.
you haven't seen it? You're looking.
extra 100.
It's beautiful, it's like a pink.
It actually looks like a downtown thing,
Yeah.
what they did on both sides of the street, right under the overpass on the sides, they put neons like purple, like,
No, neon pink. I think
is it pink?
Yeah, it's pink.
Pinkish.
Yeah, there's LED bars.
Right.
It makes a difference, makes a difference.
That's like downtown, midtown
Yeah.
kind of environment.
No, the reason why I was looking like that, because the thing is, I know that there, I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's a lot of purple lights kind of you get down the roads.
Yeah.
But that was actually, yeah, but the problem there, those are actually, it's because they're defective lights, they just don't have replacement ones for them. So they're not supposed to be that color. That's why I was thinking of what was done on the morning.
Yeah, they're the ones that the white one.
Yeah.
The ones that you see like on.
It was like, it
I
was like a huge conspiracy with those lights.
It was a bunch of defective bulbs that they received,
Try to-
that the lighting, the light color, the color came out wrong. They're supposed to be bright whites, but they came out that
Blue.
like blue purplish color, or whatever. And so, but they don't have replacements, so they put those in the meantime until the replacements come in. Since they're defective light. But if they're pink, if this is, LED purpose.
I mean, the color is up to
Great.
discussion, but just getting them up there is.
So that, the one that you're referring to, we can find out who actually installed those, like,
Yeah.
it was the county, the DOT.
I mean, we can. Is that my next step?
It's maybe.
You know what we could do? I'll call. There's a former employee that's working now with the city of Hialeah that used to work with us. Yeah, so I can, so if you can put there, Rudy will contact William and ask him to see by any chance. Maybe he's not gonna know, but he can put me in contact with the individual, or at least give us a guidance, hey, that's kind of into Hialeah, that's all DOT, whatever it is, or the county, and we can go from there.
But maybe the city of Hialeah requested the grant. And that's what I put the lights.
Right.
We'll find
And we
out.
can do a public records request and get that copy of that grant. and just duplicate it.
They are making, our gallery is making.
Yes, I forgot.
Discotheques.
They actually have a name for it.
Yeah, they done a really good job there.
Art gallery.
No, it's called like a media. Really arts district? Yeah, but they gave it like a Mimo name, like one of those.
But that's.
No,
But they're trying to make.
Now they're full of- they're-
No, the Leo Art District is different.
Yeah, they're
That's in
different.
East.
That 57 just south of the Granny right there, that whole entire area district has a name, and I think it's like for the Amelia Earhart or the
Yeah.
Amelia Earhart type of thing.
They put a new
Because
little.
they have, there's a whole entire.
pizza,
There's a shopping mall, and a restaurant, and it's, they're building it up and
They're making
redoing
it.
it.
But we need to be doing here, right?
So I'll call William, okay, I'll ask him if he can give me some guidance on that, and I'll come back with some information on that item.
Yeah, it sounds like that one's already being attended to, so. All right, cool.
You like it.
Hey, you're good, so, hey, you 1 for 1.
Remember, this is a think tank.
The second one,
Oh, man.
So sometimes when you go to cities or maybe even certain places, they have brands and they have certain figures or pictures that you can actually associate with where you go or what you're doing. And my idea was the silhouette of the town of Miami Lakes. So basically, it's just a negative image of the outline of Miami Lakes. I don't know. You'd be interested in maybe branding.
I think the
Marketing.
branding is the cow.
the cows.
Yeah. Yeah,
People on semi, I don't know how.
I think we were more represented by the cow than anything.
That's coming in 4 and 5.
Jumping ahead.
They have. Right to the. neighborhood.
But I think you're referring to the GPS, right?
Yeah, just the map.
Yeah,
That'll
well,
be
it's just the map.
Like just that.
Like, but it doesn't have it, it's the only one on here that doesn't have it, so we can't put a cow, we can't tell Google to put a cow.
Oh, see,
So what he's referring to is getting it on a GPS, so when you scroll, like you see South Florida, you see the
That's
lake.
actually even better than what I was saying, but yeah.
yeah, how do we do that?
On Google.
Actually, that would be a brilliant marketing, because yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's not, but I mean, we're just flowing. This is fluid right now.
I don't think that's what he meant, but I like that idea.
Yeah, no,
better.
for sure.
Like, there's no way to relate, so just listen.
And even if you
On the
zoom out-
map?
It doesn't, like.
No, out.
No, it doesn't. Like, whenever I search Google, like, my link, it doesn't.
Puts it in red.
This country club,
Doesn't have us.
Palm Springs North. But it says Miami.
Everybody's going to do it now. No, Apple Maps is no good.
When does it have it?
Miami Lakes Drive.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the city.
Oh, the Apple has.
Where does it have it?
Babe.
Even if,
Search
you know, look at
Miami.
that. It says Miami Lakes West, but it doesn't say Miami Lakes.
It doesn't say my thing on mine.
Where did you buy your phone? Did you buy the idea?
Right,
That's right. That is the reason.
It says Miami Lakes.
No, the reason why, because when I bought my Hialeah, mine says Hialeah, mine doesn't say Miami Lakes, that's why I asked.
See, it says Miami Lakes West.
Yeah, but it doesn't say the whole. Well, yours.
It doesn't take, if you click on it, it doesn't tell you like the town or, you know.
Some do, some don't, so now we know this is a thing.
Wait, mine says Miami. Have you done the latest update?
Probably not.
Probably,
Yes,
yes.
you has.
Okay,
So-
sorry to derail.
No, we're not zero, we're discussing so. So I was talking about the silhouette, maybe like bumper stickers or T-shirts or something like that. It's just the outline of Miami Lakes in a negative film, like a negative filter. Just something to make it recognizable.
It doesn't speak to me, but I like the idea of like more branding with the town,
I mean,
the town element.
Maybe.
She decided the town's logos.
Speaking of which, do you know that there's a competition for the,
They don't wanna change the real one.
they're gonna do it for a month? For Manatee. Yeah.
Rebranding is gonna cost
It's
them a lot
costing
of money. They're gonna design or add a little.
They're add a little something, the schools are trying to do a redesign for a month with including the manatees, give some awareness to manatees. It is the capital city, they are, you know.
Yeah, well, I can listen, I know. Numbers.
The flood thing.
How many manatees we?
Actually, there's a lot. Is it there?
Okay, that's-
No, for sure.
You wanna get one?
No, I'm good.
Tilapias and the-
No, I know everything now.
Right? Take a look.
All right, so back to,
Thank you. Yeah, so I was looking at.
Mr. Stiles item.
I was looking at the silhouette of the town of Manganese, just as something to make it discernible from, I don't know, the shape of Florida or maybe the shape of the United States, so you recognize shapes. And you associate them with
We have the,
that shape.
Yeah, the 6 by 6 square miles.
that shape, the original, designer or planner of the town wanted to use the, what is it, the Nautilus?
Yeah, not on the shelf.
The Nautilus shell, because from the center of the town to the outside is a mile, so to make it a walkable town. That's the reason for it, I mean, it's,
It's a spiral out and not on the
yeah,
shelf.
it's a Nautilus, that's basically the shape of it. Little Nautilus.
Yeah.
Well, the east side.
So then we can make something. Use the Nautilus.
Where did that grass get?
Well,
No, I think.
if you look at the picture,
Yeah.
yeah, in totality, yeah.
Just the town member.
I mean, it's not very pleasing. Sticker.
And I think eventually it's gonna be a rectangle because we're gonna annex that little slice up there.
Yeah.
It's in the pipeline.
Correct.
No,
Across, where you see where the lake is?
170 to 67.
no, it's a 57.
To 57, all that industrial.
It's gonna be a rectangle.
But that's,
Maybe we can create a path for him.
Yeah, the unincorporated by Dave, he was not willing to give it up, but they're in the works of that.
So we want to.
To give what, what?
To incorporate all that, you see the line on top, go all the way through and come down.
It's gonna be a rectangle.
So you see the canal, go all the way to the canal.
170 all the way down.
It's a 57, yeah.
Up there,
From here?
no, up,
This?
all that line, keep on going across. Follow the lake, follow the lake,
All that?
exactly, all that.
What's up here?
That's nothing, that there's a school, there's the.
That's what I'm on Dave Christian.
Dave Christian, 59.
No.
No. And not gonna hit the moors either. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot. It's in the pipeline. The county was trying to see about, because all
Wow.
So before it's just a.
Bentley and Doral, you know, it's gonna pass, because Bentley and Doral just passed their annexation, and they gave it to
And Virginia.
in Virginia Gardens. So that.
Who's gonna, Virginia Garden too?
Virginia Gardens, Bentley, Miami Springs, Doral, they all annexed.
With who?
When they all took property of unincorporated Miami.
Warehouse. And then
The county's giving it away.
Remember, all unincorporated Miami-Dade has to be incorporated sooner.
Oh, so you mean they took, those municipalities took those annex? I got it. Now that the wrong took the entire.
No.
Now they speak. Got it.
It's a good thing for them. I mean, you get business, a lot of industrial areas.
So that the Christian will be,
Hey, Christian would be in the town.
It will be on my list.
Yeah.
We still will not have a zip code.
and we still not.
We're still working on that. Still working on that. I can call it. Beaches will be Miami Lakes.
And Walmart too.
BJ's will be
But
married.
like, I know Walmart is.
You're gonna get Walmart.
No, Walmart? We're not going, no.
Walmart.
It's on the other side of the
It's
canal.
on the other
No,
side.
it's on the other side of the canal. No, we're saying this side of the canal. Oh, wow, I did not know that. That's how.
So you would be a whole, now it makes a whole sense, yeah. Sooner or later, they're gonna have to decide whether they're adding
Wait,
over
you said it's
170.
gonna stop on 67 or 57?
57.
57.
Yeah.
So that means the Ford, the Honda dealers will be Miami Lakes.
Miami Lakes. And sooner or later, after 170th, all the way to the county line road, they're gonna have to decide what they do with it. That's unincorporated Miami-Dade, PSN, all
So they're
that.
thinking
area.
of ways to improve that neighborhood.
No, I'm looking at that, this building, we're gonna have to put 2 or 3 floors to just be. Oh my God, wow. And is that pretty far on that pipeline?
That portion is,
I mean,
Where
read
is
up on
that?
this.
yeah.
There's information out there about it.
Wow, okay. So the purpose of that silhouette, which is what, just bumper stickers?
Bumpers, like just basically affiliate the shape of Miami Lakes with Miami Lakes. 'Cause at the end of the day, we're trying to market and brand us because we're a town of 30,000, so maybe not everybody knows about Miami Lakes.
So in this case, would it be in our best interest to weigh if that happens?
Well, they become more valuable with that shape before.
All right. Then it'll become a historic
It
city.
becomes a historical
Yeah.
thing.
And this is where we used to look. Look at this.
You have the old bumper sticker.
I don't think the shape is appealing enough to get,
And just.
Yeah. right,
It's not distinct.
it's not, it's very boxy. I like the idea of like, I mean, not many people know about the shell like that, I think that's kind of cool, but we would have to educate folks. I like the idea of leaning more on the cow, like, I think that's what,
Everybody knows.
yeah.
And that it looks like Moana's. Moana's on. Everything on exposed. Moana's on.
Well, that's what it is.
It's like the hard.
I think you meant the.
The hard. The harder we're beating. Being the Lion King.
That's not gonna get into that story about more,
Oh my God.
about the real story about more.
Do that, never mind.
Yes.
Yeah, so number 2 wasn't very palatable. But this, like I said, it's just a think tank. There is no.
Hey, you still want, hey, 1 for 1.
So number 3.
All right, so moving on to number 3, when you enter or exit a town, it says now entering Miami Lakes, now exiting Miami Lakes, maybe even putting population 31,000.
Well,
But that has to be along the Palmetto Expressway.
that's gonna be part of the entrance features that.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, that's in the pipe.
Yes.
That's in the pilot.
But then.
And that pipe is really long.
That's actually-
What's in the,
One.
you talking about the line?
That's actually on the- That's actually on,
Oh, I know, but that's why.
on the agenda.
So,
Town entrance fee, I think that's on 57th on the bottom, like street level.
Yeah, we're talking about all of them. We're talking about all of them, all the
All the
entry,
entrances.
the entry,
Are
or
you on the interstate?
yes.
years ago, we had, oh my God, college, okay. So, University of Miami, do like a little workshop to design them, and they came out with design, but they were so expensive to be done, that's why we end up with the obelisks in some areas, but in some areas, there's no space for them.
Hmm.
So that's why, they're trying to think, how can we do it, with the paving that we talked about, or something, like consistent with this, not something that is so, that will be trendy, and then you look at it, it doesn't look nice anymore. So something that is cohesive and works on it.
So last year, when we looked into this, he brought up, there was only 2 active projects. One was the library, that.
Right.
Yeah, part of what they were doing with the library and rebranding the library and expanding that turning lane. They were gonna do something there, and then the other one was in the south end on the entrance to Hialeah.
No, there was also the
But
one,
that's it. There was
No.
nothing else.
there's the one that the Grams are gonna undertake also on the,
Yeah,
on the golf club, on the golf, right there on the corner of 154th.
but we
So-
already have one there.
No, they're gonna change that as well. That whole corner is changing. The new proposal that they have is gonna change
But the grant's gonna do on the property or
on their
on
property,
the
on their property.
Well, they do have the fence.
That fence is gonna go away. It's gonna be like a little circular thing, corner.
We're gonna rebuild the house.
They're gonna do a different entrance feature in that corner. I know the proposal was set on the.
Yeah, they were gonna dedicate 2 lanes just to make.
Correct, that little entrance, so you know how it's square, it's gonna be open now, and then you're gonna be able to like walk in that corner, it's gonna be more entrance, it's gonna be more featurable to it, yeah.
Plaza was, to me, it was kind of dangerous in that location, but. I think it- we have some more.
But I do like the idea of the, now you're entering into Miami Lakes
Mhm.
kind of thing, so that's good. I know a lot of other towns have that.
That doesn't mean, think about how many cars pass through there and they don't even know where they are, maybe, I don't know, if people that are, you gotta go from Canada North Miami or where they are.
In front of the fire station, and like, but they took it down because I had to add that lane. That I don't even know where they're.
Safety first.
Not safety. it's-
So what are we doing on this one?
They said it's in the next
Number three,
item.
got it? So I cross it out, I have no report.
All right, so now here, my train of thought was maybe making signs, that's alert with commuters. Just putting up random signs like, A says, look, you're in Miami Lakes, Imagine you're stuck in traffic and not really liking being in traffic and you just pass a sign that says, look, you're in Miami Lakes. Well, maybe not that one in particular, but. Then the next one said. The next one says. So I put cow in quotation marks, because I couldn't come up with the actual like figure of a cow in there, so just imagine Miami Lakes cow you. Instead of loves you.
And then you're stuck in traffic, like.
There you go.
Hey, cow, cow.
Oh, there you are, you can, or you can have a speaker there's a song that's called La Vaca. La Vaca. Oh.
A little bit.
How a cow day?
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're within the range of the ground from their cows, right? And the the ones by my house come and go.
Well, remember, you could be
How
cow.
you later.
You can have funny signs, and I've seen them online, that they put stuff up.
Like you're driving through the highway and those signs, and the DOT, they sometimes I put little jokes up there and just to show you.
Who's in charge of those, DOT signs? I mean, you have to. I know there's one on 154th when, before you get on the Palmetto, and one on both ends. So there's one, on each side, on the east side and the west side before you go, so maybe.
either the
that's-
town
Yeah, we like
or
to catch
NIC.
that.
Well,
Just a cow.
they're ours because that's where the LPRs are.
How about that?
Oh, yeah?
LPRs.
I think back there, like perimeter road, seriously, when you drive on a country road, you see deer crossing, we should put cow crossing. They skate, I see them.
So they have.
They have skates. Yeah.
County Fair, when I used to work in Fort Myers, I used to take County Fair. And there's a sign that like, for the next so many miles, this is a Panther crossing, do not get out of your car, and we will look, whoa. It's still, we got, I like the cow crossing.
Then at the end, when you get out of the road, how are you making?
There you go.
Later, bro.
Like this one.
So, yeah, I mean, just to engage commuters. Because we drive through the roads, that's look pretty with the canopies and.
We got two for further discussion. And
So, yeah, we'll add that to the next agenda.
I mean, if I was in traffic, and I see Cali later. Yeah, what's wrong?
Mario, what they're gonna check out their upside job, even if, how you later go.
That's a homework.
We should do like a chain for the house.
Bro.
Like, make the turnover, chain. How do you?
Perfect, let's do it, man, I'm down.
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
You're part of the Goldman Boosters. What if we get a cow chain for them?
It's a turnover chain?
Yeah, like,
Like
Specifically, we-
that's happening, like they used to. Yeah.
Something that, that. I'm surprised the town hasn't.
We should brand the cow. It's a good.
I mean, the reason that we, years ago, we did. because
People
of the
stop
way the
feeding
cow
cows.
culture,
Oh, I see a lot.
Yeah.
it's it by this kind of.
Somebody try to kick the.
They have so many in plastic.
They're memorials of sorts.
The cow bell, the cow's bell.
Oh, there you go. Rudy, without squirrel.
No, it's time for it. Yeah, yeah, she has to.
I'm so sorry.
All right.
Nice seeing you.
All right, so we gotta go down for the next agenda. All right, item number 5.
So now you're two strikes. and two hits.
So number 5, some of the street signs are lit up, like that's Northwest 154th Street or Rainbow Lakes Drive, so just put the town seal on them.
Most of them have the seal.
Well, not by my area, I guess.
No, he's talking about the lit road signs that are on the.
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
Mm-mm.
All the lit ones,
No,
no.
one that says like Miami Lakes Drive.
Because I know by
Wait,
the ones on your street, the ones on your street have the logo on it.
Yeah, no, those are, yeah, you're talking about the ones that are just the sign direction, but I think you're talking about the lit up.
No, like.
The stoplights.
Yeah, almost like a
The
water,
stoplights.
almost like a watermark of sort.
Isn't that DOT?
Depends on the road.
Sounds like.
Have you seen that somewhere?
Oh, when I was in New Orleans, they had it up. When I was in Portland, Oregon. they had-
It's a cost one.
It's a what?
It's a cost issue because you have to obviously redo the whole entire sign
Sorry.
to make it so it's transparent and lit up, and depends on whether or not you need to modify the actual.
Box.
Either the box or
Or the
the
letters.
lettering to make it a little
Right.
smaller to accommodate, but those are the things you can look at. Because the thing is, what you can look at it is, hey, look, you don't do it immediately. But you plan on it, so that way when they do the normal replacement, just for basic wear and tear,
Right.
just order it,
Replace
and
it
put
with
it, yeah. That way it's not an additional cost, but something to look forward to.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the company.
I know. I know the town was replacing the old ones that were all faded out, so that might, maybe if you get on this quick, we can replace them. But I just don't know who would be able to create the,
Transportation.
Can that be item, an item who can we
Yeah,
find
I'm
out
not
transportation?
understanding tools, so I think the best thing to do is maybe connect with our transportation coordinator.
So you
And
know
then
the
you can,
sign,
like, explain it, I mean, there's no
Yeah.
point, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. So I think, no, just, and so things don't get lost in translation, I think maybe we can set up a meeting with her,
I am.
okay, so I'll do that.
And it doesn't have to be this town seal, it could be a cow, it could be the silhouette that nobody likes, so let's just cross that one out.
the logo.
It could be anything.
Okay.
Yeah, the big logo with the.
Well, yeah, the oval.
Growing beautifully.
Amen.
Here's the.
You know, that's a logo, the seal is something different.
Like this is 154 North Miami Lakes, New York, these little signs.
But the seal.
Okay.
I just put the seal, a cow, anything.
I don't see the seal.
No, yeah, no, we're to see who's in charge of these signs. First of all.
You can find some of the seal from where you
It'd
went.
be this town.
You know,
seal
look at
that
them,
might be-
those towns that you went, see, maybe they'll come up, pictures of.
Of one that I just
Yeah,
said.
yeah, the towns, maybe they'll come up, so that we can visualize better, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, right now they just.
Plastic,
All it is a plastic cover with writing.
So on this item,
It's like plexiglass.
Isabella, basically, Mr. Estrada will, town staff will connect Mr. Estrada with traffic, right, traffic system, with the transportation department and see how can we go about it. Getting that done.
like,
All right? Hey, you went 3 for 2, man.
That's a winning record.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time and putting this together, man. We really appreciate it. And this is what we're all about. Coming up with these ideas, and as you see, not all of them are gonna be either feasible or something that, we think it may, because here's another thing, we don't want anybody to get discouraged, but we want to be realistic about the expectations that we're putting out there, right? If there's something that is like 20 years from now, it's gonna be hard to get things like that done. So thank you so much again for taking the time to bring this to the.
Absolutely.
And if I just also, what's great is that he's he's come up with these ideas, but has also taken leadership in them. That's the important thing, and we talked about it in the past.
Correct.
what would you like? Of the project.
That happens, right? Somebody come here with 20 items, but then it's expected for everybody else to do the work for them. So, but we're here to work together, so. Awesome. All right, so item 5F, town's entrance features updates. Ms. Salazar?
Okay, I don't know if we ever discussed this, but I submitted something, I don't know if you printed it, the criteria suggestions for the town.
I'm not sure where you're.
Yeah, so the one that you showed us the different.
The windmill entrance and.
And the line of pavers on the first
I
quarter.
think that was shared with you guys.
Correct.
previously. That was shared with the committee.
We picked one of the,
And yeah, there was discussion with,
we picked one of the, designs
For what?
for that.
what I can do is have
We
Jeremy, the
did.
park director, give you an update, because I know he was working on it based on things that you had turned.
Yeah, I believe we worked.
We did. Yeah, he did. He provided an email to us. Yeah, we returned back. We just basically, we just need an update
Okay,
where we're with that. So, update on, yeah,
Day from the
no, it's better than my body. Yeah,
I'm getting creative with the minutes.
I see that. All right, awesome. Moving on to the next one. Item 5G, CAC Father's Day
Okay, that's gonna be. a
Fishing
quick one.
Tournament, NIC Lake Awareness, collaborations, Ms. Salazar.
Okay, you know, a few years ago, we collaborated with affairs and the NIC. With the fishing, the father fishing tournament was the Saturday before Father's Day. And we haven't done it in a while. Last year was the first time we were able to fish in the lakes again because of the pandemic, 2 years in a row, we were driving by, picking up and stuff and going fishing. So I think it would be a good idea if we can collaborate again, have a table with information and then just enjoy the day and then community will get exposure and involved in it. I think it's both the lakes and families and.
Okay. I'm okay with that. So we will have, at the same time, will be lake awareness for us.
Yeah. I
Correct?
know lake awareness is in August, but. That's all.
So you're suggesting that we move lake awareness up? What do we do at that point now? So what would you need from us? Just a table with a community
You wanna
member
do the
there?
tournament again, the fishing tournament? Out of, which lake, this, I mean,
The corporate one?
the corporate one?
Here and there, right in there, yeah. I need to get permission from the parents, if they always do.
You're saying that we have a
Like a table
fishing
and a
pier.
table.
Maybe we should.
It's more
move it.
fun.
You can bring your
Some
suggestion
fishing,
for
yeah.
More-
cultural
it's
affairs.
more fun. I mean, that here is dangerous.
They haven't, I mean, cultural affairs, to be fair, cultural affairs hasn't gone over the details for this year.
No,
If
but
we're
I'm-
going based off of last year, yeah, they did it at Grand Theory, but that's a suggestion that could be.
Yeah, maybe we could do some
Yeah,
more,
we should vote.
lake where we can some canoeing.
Yeah, the NEC wants to participate in the fishing tournament and have a tournament.
No, but he's also suggesting that they do it.
If we do it at the marina, I'm just saying, maybe we could incorporate some other activities to it.
Like the marina, I tell you, you walk in there and it's very tight, people cannot move around, you're stuck in that little place.
Fishing is not that great, it's not great there.
Not great, there's a lot of.
I've done 4 or 5 fishing tournaments there and
Can.
caught
Where?
3 fish.
Where?
No,
The
4 or
lake
5
marina.
tournaments and 3 literal fish between me and my people.
I'll maybe.
So you gotta change.
Wait, I was about to jump now. Did you just said 3 kids? I would love to know what that third one is, buddy.
It's the one that I took from you because you didn't take them.
3 kids, oh boy. All right, I'm okay with that. Just let us know what you need from us. Send to who?
Make an announcement that you will be participating in.
So are you gonna make a motion?
If you want a motion, you know,
Go ahead, Felicia.
I'd like to make a motion to have NIC collaborate with the Cultural Affairs Committee, CAC, for the upcoming Father's Day fishing tournament. June.
Is it the Saturday? or
The
Sunday?
Saturday.
Yes,
Saturday. 8 in the morning. Thank you. It's fine.
June 18.
You're 19?
17.
No, it's the
No.
seventeenth.
Saturday.
She said.
We do it the Saturday.
Saturday.
The Saturday before.
Did you have, before we proceed to second, do you have the whole motion? Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mario. Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against? All right, the ayes have it, motion passed. Thank you, Ms. Salazar. Moving on to item 5H, approval of the minutes. Okay, so,
We take them one by one.
no, I'm gonna motion all of them. So I'll give you a few minutes just to take a glance at them.
The reason why?
I think you have to motion one by one.
Yeah, because I can't as to one of them, because I wasn't in attendance of one of them.
Oh, that, yes, in that case.
So I'd have to, yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and,
Or was it
motion to approve the April 20th, 2022.
Second.
I have to abstain. I have to abstain.
I understand.
Okay, 420, who second?
I did.
Second by Mario. And, okay, any additional discussions? No, all in favor say aye. Against? All right, the ayes have it. Just put the two names that abstained from the vote. You have Javier. And
Who else?
One.
Sorry, I was.
all right, the next one is motion to approve the September 21st, 2022 minutes.
Motion.
Please make sure on the minutes that you did attend it, look at the top. Okay, second by Javier. We were all present at that meeting? You were not? Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the ayes have it. And Mr. Stu abstaining. Okay. The third one is I motion to approve the October 19,
Second.
2022.
I abstained.
All right, October 19. Who seconds? Mario?
Wait, as you had. You're listed at, you're in the end of the first page, the first line of members present. And 19.
Oh, I abstained from the. I think there was 6.
Okay, never mind. I take it back, I was.
All right, so all in favor, say aye. Against? All right, the ayes have it. So the only the thing is Alicia. All right, moving on to item number 6.
Rudy,
Yes,
if we can, before we go to the 6, if I can ask to reopen up and add a 5I, there was a matter, I misread the culinary boat, the golf cart one, and I thought it was covering the same topic that I was gonna cover. But if I can add in a 5I to discuss the bike rides real quick.
So I'll motion to open the order of business of the pros and deletions in order to have. that.
Second.
okay, hold on, let's give it an opportunity.
Motion to he's motioning to reopen
Order of business.
Order of business.
In order to add,
5I bike rides.
Thank you.
And then second.
All right, any additional discussion? No, seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Against? The ayes have it. All right, so we're moving on to item 5I. What is it? Culinary?
Bike rides, just bike rides.
Got it. Okay.
Right, so real quick,
Sorry, so-
yeah, so I've been in attendance in both of the bike rides that we've had this past year. It was the November, the December got canceled, weather issues, and this past January. And we need better attendance. I understand the last one, we had 50 people that had registered. And there was only I think that showed up, what was it, 14? Not even, yeah, I think we had more police, law enforcement presence.
Then the
than-
participants.
Just wanted to- Yeah.
Worse than the one that.
No, that one was bad too.
That was
The
bad.
very first one was a bad attendance as well. I think there was less than 10 for that one. And then this one, I understand, that there was 50 people that were in it, that had registered. Like I said, it was less than a handful that showed up. It was a good one. It was cold. Both my boys went, and two boys went, Rudy. And
Scared me.
they did the whole trip. They, despite the cold but everybody, it was really good. I spoke with a couple of the command staff from MDPD, the town MDPD that were there as well. They asked what's going on, just because we haven't had the presence that we've had normally. We need one attendance from the board, from the committee as well. Juan was there, Felicia shows up, at the beginning, but it's also is to participate. It's fun, it's good. People look for us out there. Also is, publicity. When I talk to a few people that I know that have gone in the past, they say they just didn't hear about it. And it's bad on me that my friends, the ones that I know, that I just didn't reach out to them as well. But I think we need to, one is just to look and see what the town's doing differently than what they did in years past. And to help publicize it. I know I don't see it as much as used to be on the websites. Before we would get, not only it was beyond one post, because now I see just like one post, a couple weeks out, but I don't see the hype they used to, it would get a little bit more often, you get little story lines, photographs. If we can get some of the photographs from the event, I wanted to see it with the group and stuff like that. It'd be helpful, I think, to be able to help push these bike rides. And I also think, and I mentioned this to you at the bike ride, to see if maybe we could contact the registrants and just get an idea from not necessarily, not as a negative as to what, that you didn't show up, but why was it that you didn't show up? Just get and understand why people who signed up, took the time to sign up on Eventbrite, but then didn't show up. I understand that for the last one, it was a cold morning. It was a really cold morning because I know it was cold and it was cold. But nonetheless, we had people that showed up and it was really nice. It was perfect weather. It was nice, that great cool weather with a good jacket and stuff like that.
I have a couple of points for you on that.
Sure.
Just so we're all aware, because I think there seems to be a disconnect between the committees and communications. We're working on a marketing plan just to show the committees exactly what our marketing efforts are in getting your events out. One, organic promotion is very important. We can do all the posts we want and we can reach 1,000 views. That doesn't mean 1,000 people are gonna come. People need to be interested. And more importantly, again, I think organic is very important. So that means you guys helping us in getting the word out is a little more valuable than somebody just seeing a flyer, because we can put out 1 million flyers. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. Our engagement on social media has actually gone up in the last year. So I would personally, I don't personally need to feel like it's that. However, I will tell you that when it comes to promotion on socials, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we're trying to stay away from flyers. They're very ugly on our social media, but we still want to promote your events. The best way that we can do that, right now on Instagram, the best thing we can do is post videos. We don't have any live videos from your event. If you guys are willing to help us with budgeting some dollars, putting together a nice PSA video on these bike rides, I think we can get further engagement on that specific.
You don't even need to do that. We can just get on our bikes. We'll record ourselves.
No, I can,
Yeah.
prior, I can put a
But we
video
need
together.
to have the person edit it and put it together. Unless
I
you
mean,
guys
it's-
are gonna-
I can do it.
No, I think what we're talking about here is the same exact thing, because I think what she's talking about, what Rudy and I have videos from bike rides where I've taken that we can submit
Yeah.
to your
Okay.
townspeople, where they can, and we obviously have it, from the legal standpoint, we have the license to those videos that we can, when we share it over to you guys, it's for that purpose, where we can create that. And that's what I'm saying is, those photographs that you had, it was great that we had a photographer there to be able to take some pictures. And I'm not saying static images and static posts,
Yeah,
because those engaged ones, when you just do, ooh, a little shot here, look how much fun it is, look at people coming out. The culinary, that we had, just these photographs, get these things in, that drives the people to say, hey, look, that's something I want to attend.
So if you guys do have videos from before, do you want to start, we can start with you guys sharing that with me, and then we can get it over to the team to see if they can put together something nice.
Actually, I'll go to the extra mile. I'll give you something done already, that all you have to do is run it through communications, get it approved and post it.
Okay.
Yep.
yeah. you
Great.
can start
That's fine.
And then on another point, you know, you were saying that we're posting and you can get 1,000 views. Is there any budget for marketing
And
to
that
do
was-
some like
That,
promotional? Like,
So that would have to
targeted out.
come from, so that would have to come from your committee.
so now the new thing that we could do is our committee could take from our budget, say $100, and put it towards Facebook. And then market
Facebook,
that,
Instagram.
yeah.
So that's up to you guys, if you guys feel the need to.
We just have to
If
get.
you got the need-
Paid ads.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we can just.
Yeah,
try to
what I'm talking about is just the actual posting, because before there would be more often, and look, I'm talking pre-pandemic, I know things have changed up a little bit or whatnot. And you know, there's been changes in the office, and I'm not here to criticize anybody, I'm just here really I'm trying to figure out because I got to ask these questions. You know, and this came not only from the people that, the bike, people that were attending the event, but this came from the town PD folks that were like, hey, look, what's going on? You know, and then when I talk to people, they're like, hey, yeah, well, I didn't see it online. Look, I'm taking responsibility for not reaching out to those friends of mine that I know that have bikes and everything, live in the community, that's on me. But what I'm just trying to say, hey, look, you know, what is the town doing differently from the social media wise, where it can just help us? I'm not here to point fingers, I'm not trying to get anybody
I
in
think
trouble,
we
I'm just trying to see what we can do to
can-
push.
You guys have videos, that would be a great help for us, at least on Instagram. So if you wanna share that with me, we'll see what we can get from that. Word of mouth is very helpful. I think it's
If you don't
gonna be a
engage in-
couple of.
Yeah.
if you engage in those posts, it doesn't
No, but I do, when I see them, I repost them, or I repost them
That's
when I see them, but the thing is that I don't see them like I used to see.
Okay,
And
To be honest with you, with these bike rides, I think that we haven't had the perfect weather for it. In the past, we've had the great weather. We also had COVID. We didn't have much to do. Now you have to track, I don't think you're gonna attract as many people as we did in the past, because there's more things to do now.
But we had 50 people register.
I agree with you. So
Yeah.
those 50 people, what makes those 50 people not come is the weather.
Well, that's.
That's
Oh,
all.
you're
Who
making
does-
that assumption.
and, and I also wanted to share with you guys, because I know we had set a schedule from a few months before, that schedule was shared with Bike 305. Bike 305 is going to be coming out to their March one. So once that flyer is ready, they will promote it as well, but that's for your March bike, right? They're not able to make it out. Yeah, they're not able to make it out to all of them. But
February 11th for Super Bowl.
Who posts the what Javier is saying on
The
social media?
communications.
We're doing sports related.
Who's part of that communication team?
myself,
Javier, I
Jonathan,
think-
Jacob.
Instead of being
So for-
reactive, maybe a proactive
Oh, we
blast the night before as a reminder.
Right.
Because maybe people would
Do you guys
interpret that as a scolding.
Hold on,
Like,
guys,
why
do
didn't you show up?
you guys do specific for your own committee, or do you also work on other people's projects, other people's events?
It's for all the committees, all the events.
So necessarily, you don't have to be the one posting it, somebody else like that.
I'm not the one
Or
that
ju-
physically, yeah, it's definitely not me. We just all work in communications with that, because obviously, like, I have to get the information over, it's not, I have to create the flyer, another person posts it, another person puts the video together.
So,
It
but
just
to,
depends.
right, so to Javier's point, right, that in the past, because I really cannot speak for social media because I've never had it. He has that tracking history of that taking place. So maybe what we're gonna do is go back, because like I said, I've always been in that position, back when that was happening, and asking her, what was it done back then that we're not doing now?
Well, I can tell you, I can't tell you the specifics, but I can tell you we're definitely not doing things the same way. We've moved away from doing things differently, and although it may not be something that I want to make very clear, because I think people have a very skewed perception of how that works. Just because I post things sometimes doesn't mean that it's gonna be better, because you're killing the ratio of engagement. So it's better to post it twice and have much more people see it versus me posting it 10 times and then 2 of you liked it and 2 of you shared it, and then you're just killing our engagement. If you're killing our engagement, that's gonna diminish how many views, how much engagement, how many people we get.
And what's killing,
So you're,
Your ratio.
but you're looking at rather at a committee, rather you're looking at the whole town.
The whole town as a whole, we
So
want.
you're
everybody
looking,
to
so you're
see
looking
it
at
on there.
engagement from that perspective, not necessarily how each of our.
Yeah, because everything gets posted onto the one.
I have a suggestion to make. Can we table this? And next meeting, discuss maybe a social media content calendar where we ask the town specific posts that we want for our events. And then we discuss maybe setting aside some money for started it out.
I think I'll have the team come over because we already have people that work on that.
Okay.
So, and they have to work within, it's not just NIC, it's all the other committees, so. Although you guys can suggest certain dates, it have to fall all together.
Right,
So I
we
think
can-
maybe
that's
they
fine.
should come and share it with you guys and see. what-
I think that's a good idea. So
Well, I think that's a separate issue. It's not necessarily my issue right here. I think we should have a
Yeah.
specific item on that aspect of it.
Mhm.
Because mine is just trying to bring awareness about these bike rides and asking for more of the committee to also participate, get out there and get some more information. You know, we have what, four or 5 weeks, 4 weeks before we have the next bike ride.
I think you guys
No,
have less time,
it's-
like in 2 weeks, but if you want,
February.
I have the flyer ready.
Super Bowl Sunday.
That's
Saturday.
right, and then Kelsey and Patty's one.
I have the flyer ready, so what I'll do for now is share it with you guys, if you guys can help us.
Absolutely.
What you've been doing online, whenever you see it, that helps, share it with your friends. And it's been shared with the Laker and with Bike 305.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna work on for now. Rudy's gonna send me a video and see if we can work with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
Like
put
you
it
said,
on the
you're right.
notes that
Those
Rudy
really
is
do
to
work
send it.
better.
The videos?
So, yeah,
No, yeah, they do.
people see those more.
And if you guys want to table that for the next meeting, if you want to use budget to further promote, that's also an option.
Yeah, so to Isabella's point, we'd like to understand what's the lead time that we would have to get things out, what's the, what.
I mean, your bike rides are set, so
Yeah.
that's already set.
No, but she's saying about lead time to get it over, to get it production, so that way you guys can post it out.
In terms of video,
Yeah,
Videos,
Right.
flyers, like if we tell you guys, we have this bike ride coming, we're requesting to post for this one bike ride, and we set it apart in this timeline, it's create a calendar of everything.
yeah, but again, that
going on.
has gonna you
And
guys
it
may
has-
ha- it has to fall. into-
Contingent
yeah.
on approval.
I think that's what she did. I think that
Yeah.
we'd like to get a feedback from
Okay,
the communications team as to what works best for them, so that way we can fit their schedule.
So in this case, it will be an item, Isabella, to putting it on there and just put right under, so we know inviting the communications or whoever
yeah,
can be
yeah,
a
whoever can
representative.
give you that
Right,
information.
right, they can provide the information, and that way we know how to proceed from there.
They will work on that, so I'll have to find out.
Okay,
And really, one more thing,
yes,
can I have a NIC follow-up, and just a plain.
they're about $175.
And a 5-year wait.
Extra large, and I'm just like a regular closed, not talking to these.
Speak to Io, and she'll pay.
They have to make a budget for that.
For my.
No, you can pay your own.
Oh,
Yeah, all we have to do is order from you guys have to know
Well, you
everything.
guys, the last question we had on that was like, you guys were gonna. pay for it individually.
Yeah, we're paying for the individual, yeah, we're not, it's a budget item. No. we're not.
48 cents.
they might have, but I gotta see, but I don't
We're
think.
gonna open it because we need to, we're going to.
Yes, yeah, no, everybody's, yeah, but they didn't approve that budget for us.
That's all.
Nobody.
But.
I think the only ones I heard is no.
We're supposed to.
Yeah.
Well.
No, that's a vintage. I see.
Well, you guys, while we're on announcements, things that I need you guys to be sure of. There is a committee reporting schedule that was shared with all of you. Reminder that the committees do need to go in front of council and give a report twice a year. That needs to be provided. The chair will draft the report, needs to bring it to the committee first. You guys need to review, approve it, and then it can be added to the council agenda. So
There's
just make sure be on top of your deadlines.
So can we, to that point, Isabella, ours is due on March. So that means that, put it for the agenda, so the agenda item is review and approve committee report.
And quick question, is that on a calendar year or on the fiscal year?
Calendar year.
On the calendar year.
We do it twice.
And then with that said, there's also new committee rules. Please make sure to read them. A lot has changed.
Hold on, before you go, it's actually, but no, but let's do it for the next one. It's in April, not in March.
You won't meet in time.
No, we're good. We have to report in April. So that's fine. We can have it, I can have it ready for February, yes. And on that, before go on to the next one, You're gonna have, I presume, that's gonna be ready probably tonight. So when she sends it to you, can you please, listen, I gotta get my agenda out there. Say that's my New Year resolution. Can we disseminate those, draft?
I will check. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. but
Yeah,
I'll
we
just-
could, it's a draft, so that way we can all have it and know what are we responsible for. Because I said that we missed a note here and there, we're gonna have that.
Be careful, she'll try to tell you, do it by like tonight, like when she receives it, she wants, he wants.
Oh, no.
Be careful, be careful.
I'm good, I'm good.
Where you might text you like, where's my?
Never. I'm probably the one that bothers her the least.
She's quiet.
No, I would say, no, I know what committees you work with, and I will probably be, I can safely say, I'm the one that emails. When was the last time I even text you? Exactly.
My phone is no longer accessible to committee members, so, but you guys can reach me via email if that's fine.
Oh, they took all the phones away from all the liaisons?
I don't know about it. I think she chose.
Keep it on.
I actually have a new number.
Well, that's, yeah, that's a number that I've set up in case you guys need me for it. I'm not,
Go ahead.
I'm not.
She gave us the burden.
I'm okay with emails.
She gave her.
She says, I'm not mean. And I'm like, do you ever said anything? All right,
Point is, I am.
So just to be on the same page, what do we need to do for our photos?
just email her and she'll tell you how much it is and she'll order it for you after you pay her. You know, I do recommend.
You guys with that, 'cause I think that was kind of just left behind. But I think I have.
No, you came back with the pricing, the whole thing.
You came back Friday.
Yeah, you came back with it.
Just send out forms to everybody,
Yeah, and that,
so we could pay you and then never.
Right.
that didn't happen.
No, but you
That's
did,
what I just said.
you went through all the way. And we couldn't open, and we
We had an
ended up
epidemic.
not approving it on the budget. No, you went all the way through. I think the form part is. the
I'll
only
look
thing
back
that-
at it. Okay.
I do suggest, though, you're right, all of us should have those polos.
For our events and stuff like that.
Correct, yes.
And speaking about notes, I have a note that we're supposed to be going over Miami Lakes beautification contest application in this meeting.
I just checked before we came into the meeting. You guys only have 2.
Oh my, there's a 50% chance of
So
winning.
you want to do that? Or you want to extend it?
The deadline is-
Is it deadline?
It was the
It
20th.
wasn't the 20th, but the form is still open and we haven't received anything in the last 4 days. So it's really up to you guys and.
I think I should just split the winnings and give it to the 2 applicants without reviewing the application.
I second.
You know, first, you can look at it.
Alicia made a motion.
No,
We don't get participation trophies.
I,
the only thing is how, I mean, we've had it open already for 3 months.
Well, but.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So how much longer are we gonna wait?
Yeah, but look, there's a lot of distractions because of the holidays and all that. So I think people now start working on those projects.
It's-
This is 3 months before December.
really, it's springtime, this is when people are.
I think, I say we put it to vote.
All right. Alicia, you want a motion to extend it to 30 days?
Yeah, so we're gonna know. Organization.
No, no, no.
How many days?
No,
Stand it for 30?
No, no, no.
60 days.
yeah, no. Oye, mucho, pero no demasiado. I would say extend it 30 days from the last deadline. I think that's fair enough. And then can we repost it, resend it?
No, not 30 days from the last deadline, because that's already, I would either do it from today or do 45 days. Yeah. 30 days is pretty short, but
I like 45
To
days.
put a yard together?
All right, motion for 45 days from the deadline, yes.
and you do 45 days from the deadline, and then we can review them at the March meeting.
Who's
So-
second?
Well, nobody's second.
Okay.
Okay.
Second by Mario. Any additional discussion?
Yeah, we can't review them in March because we're gonna have a short meeting for the homeowners association.
Or maybe.
What's the call?
No,
The next meeting.
It'll be 3 applications.
All right, so I think that will be fine for March. Okay, any other announcements? All right, so I motion to adjourn at 10:22 PM. Second,
A second.
Mario, any additional discussion?
Well, thank you,
Seeing
Sid.
none.